I guess you do. I was gonna say it does seem like a good game for something like an LC to pop out, but I guess AG already have the offlane Pango. Unless you wanted to make it a mid Pango instead and maybe pick up like an offlane LC for Wommy. Instead, no, they're gonna go down the puck route, which is also extremely valuable here. Actually, now that I think about it, great against the Storm, great against the Nyx, great against the Weaver. Very, very good pick here from Army Geniuses, just locking everyone down. And well, you kind of already talked about it, John. There's some massive combos with the Grimstroke and the Lich, and you've got the Pango as well. Now you add a Dream Call on top of all that, and they're all just locked in. And I'm sure this Pango is going to be looking very forward to just running everyone over with that Rolling Thunder. Still, Motivate, I don't mind their draft. I do appreciate the aggression they've got going with their own draft and the vision game they're going to have with the Weaver Nyx. Again, I want to just kind of point out, I think Gacha and Massa, they need to get together. And they've got to get aggressive with this style of draft because the Medusa's not going to work without the space. And, you know, at the end of the day, this isn't Jackie anymore, right? This isn't that guy that you could kind of just rely on to just find farm out of nowhere, right? So you've got to create a bit more space here for Motivate.Trust.
Yeah, you need to really play a stronger 4 Protect 1, be more disruptive in these fights. I think Gotcha Boy and the Storm should be able to get that done. I am keen to see what Motivate will take for the offlane. I think they have some pretty good options here. It looks like the Mars is still available, if I'm not seeing things wrong here, Mike. Mars Dusa, strong combination with Arena and the Stone Gaze, gives you that team fight, gives you that disruptiveness. And Masa does play a mean Mars, so could be the way for them to go here for Motivate.Trust, as they will pick up the Doom instead. All right, so taking the Doom, it can be a big space making core. It is greedy, Mike. Like we've seen it before. Like you almost always still go for Midas, so your stall time for the Doom is a lot longer. Your blink BKB is gonna be later because you will go Midas for the most part. You can hold lane really well, but oh my goodness.
All right. You know what, John? It's ironic this has come up because I saw a YouTube video. I think it might have been Dota Cinema. It might have been Thompson. I can't remember. It was last night. I had a terrible night. I can't remember anything. But Diffusal, Blade, Sniper with, I believe, some kind of machine gun build. Like, you know, attack speed plus Diffusal Blade. John, could we see it coming out here? Diffusal, Blade, Sniper.
I don't hate it for AG. I think Sniper is actually a really strong pick. There is some jump here from Motivate.Trust, though. Like Nyx, Storm can gap close and hold the Sniper back. It does feel like maybe a fast BKB game or at least a Hurricane Pike game. Kind of increase that gap. But I would love the Diffusal. You raising the possibility there. For Adusa, yeah, just chip away at her. She'll eventually lose her mana. And even the Storm, it doesn't feel great for him either. So we'll see what DB opts for. I think looking at the lanes, Sniper Lich can be aggressive. Like you play with Shrapnel, we play with the Headshot, and just Frost Armor Lich run up, Shrapnel on top. That is actually a pretty oppressive lane, and we just talked about it. Doom is going to be greedy here. Doom does not stop Sniper farming. You've got 2 melee heroes potentially going in the off lane with Doom and the Nyx, or Doom Weaver could be better, but Weaver Doom don't have the greatest synergy either. So I love the way AG's close out the draft. I'm all in on this Sniper, Mike. All in.
I mean, you gotta admit though, it's a bit of a disrespect pick, right? Like this is a Sniper against a Nyx, Weaver, and Storm. Like you've got all the ways to get into the back, to find the Sniper, to make the jump with the Storm. It's almost disrespectful to go for a carry Sniper in this kind of draft. But if AG makes it work, Motivate, I don't know. At that point, you've got to question, you know, whether you deserve the win in the first place. It's still a Sniper against Storm, John. I mean, you know, you can't go past that. Wami's saying PG Orca Jackie again.
Yeah, Varish wished them good luck, have fun. Boomboy says no, and then Gotcha Boy's like no fun. You know, it's, no Daya, no Jackie. Wami. No more Orca. Oh, these guys are just throwing back all the way back to like that's 2018, Mike. That's so long ago. Let's move on, guys. Let's move on.
Alpha Red's come up now, John. That's something we used to.
Oh my gosh.
We used to cast that team a lot during open qualifiers. I don't think we ever saw them make it through open qualifiers, to be fair, but we did cast them many times. Oh, Boom Boy, there's no need for that. Don't say talentless right now, Boom Boy. You know, I'm just trying to talk about Alpha Red for a moment.
The crowd goes wild.
Yeah, you know, there was Alpha. You know the fun thing with Alpha? They had Alpha Red. There was #? Alpha hashtag question mark, Alpha hashtag. There were so many teams. And PG Barak X, PG Orca. There's a lot of combinations. Those are a lot of teams, Mike.
The battle begins.
None of them really qualified though, John. Hate to say
Nope.
it. You know? It's a lot of teams, but none of them made it. I mean, it hurt me to watch, John. We used to cast them all the time during the open qualies. You know, at some point I was really wanting them to just qualify for once.
Yeah, same thing with like, you know, while we're reminiscing, you know, same thing with the old Rusman stacks, right? Like the Prime, which was where Varish and Azura were from, and they're doing really well. Those are talented players. So there's only so much room in C to have these talented players come out, but AG's been looking good with their 2 players formerly from the Prime. As we do look in the lanes, Mike, up top, Wami is on the Pango, along with Narman on the Grimstroke. So you've got the natural Grimstroke Pango lane. Inks will jump in, Inks will swash forward, could be big. They are up against Toy and Tigger on the Dusa and Weaver, and this can be a little bit more manageable for Toy. It's not the safest lane for Wami to play. There's a lot of output from Tigger and Toy to kind of harass him here.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Tigger already getting very aggressive, and yeah, Wami's going to have to be a little bit more cautious as Tigger. On that support Weaver, going to be very annoying to have to go against, and of course Narman now going to have to experience it himself. Oh, is he dead? No, he's fine. Mid lane, Azura versus Gacha Boy. So the Storm versus Puck matchup, not something we get to see too often anymore. Anything we need to keep an eye out on here, John?
This feels like a lot stronger for lane for the Storm. Puck does not have a great time. Puck does not get damage boost anymore from the nulls. And even down the line, Puck doesn't have a great Ags upgrade. So that Spell Immunity Pierce is on level 25 talent. Really one of the big reasons why Puck has disappeared. Rune control, it's a lot more important, and Azura should be able to leverage that early Illusory Orb to use some ability to secure Watt runes, maybe even the early Power rune. But you don't want Gacha Boy to grow too big. He is dominating this lane, like 11-2 up against 4-0, and not a good time for the Puck at all.
No, certainly not. And you kind of talked about this though. Like in drafting phase, you did say this is a Gacha Boy special, and it is certainly that hero that we used to see him go to when he was in a desperate scenario, as they kind of are right now with the 1 game behind in this best of 3 series. And of course that final lane we haven't talked about yet. Masaros on the Doom, going to be there along with Boom Boy on the Nyx Assassin against Varish on the Lich, and of course DB on the Sniper. This
is a very annoying line. You know, double melee against Sniper, you can't do much about it. Doom doesn't really stop a Sniper farming. You can play greedy with the Devour, but you do worry about the build-up here for DB. Looks to be double Wraith Pan's already done. So his right click's feeling good. He has a lot of armor. Even if you do dive him, not going to feel the easiest. And then just going into the power turrets. Like, there's not much Motivate.Trust can really do beyond just farming up, playing the jungle a little bit with Masa, but you do miss out on that early aggression a Nyx can line up, like in comparison to game 1 with the Impale plus Static Link. You don't have anything like that here for Motivate, unless Masa somehow gets a really nice creep. He does get the mana burn creep, so that can be annoying, but I still don't think it really stops a Sniper from just working this lane.
Yeah, I think it's more annoying for Varish than anyone else here, and Varish will cop the first mana burn there from Masa, but like you said, the Sniper's still going to farm just fine. No real pressure here for DB. So we are going to have some headphone issues here for Gacha Boy. Hopefully he gets that sorted out ASAP. And speaking of the Devil, I mean, we looked at it earlier, but Gacha is still dominating the mid lane, and that's great news for Motivate, because again, they are going to have to create a lot of space here for Toy. You are going to be very reliant on this Storm having a good game to be able to kind of push through the mid game. Allow that Medusa all the space in the world. Top side though, seems like heroes have been just low constantly in this top lane. No first blood occurring yet, however. Definitely a lot of aggression happening at this top side.
Yeah, just lots of trades, lots of back and forths. Tigger has been doing a good job being disruptive on Weaver. There is a central spot. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, very nice Tigger getting the first blood, and now even going for Wami, who's still trying to fight this one out. Swashbuckle away, has the shield crash, and is going to outplay him. Oh, he barely has enough damage. Overall, I mean, Wami's still going to have to go back to Fountain, I think. No, never mind. Salve will come out from Narman.
Keep staying in the lane. They do manage to get that little bit of a trade for Wami. Feels nicer for the Pango because you do get the EXP solo, but you still don't like feeding away first blood. Kind of mistimed the Inkswell swash. Could have maybe lined up for that kill on Toy, but he is under tower as well, so a tough target. I am curious about Wami's build-up here. Are we going to see a defusal on the Pango as well, considering it's a Dusa matchup? I don't reckon it's too bad. We do lose out on the durability, but Pangolier defusal has been growing in popularity lately, Mike, even on the offlane.
It's been very, very good. Like, the fact that you can inhibit through the Rolling Thunder is always very nice as well. You know, it's kind of like that Yule Scepter or Blink Dagger you used to pick up, which I suppose you still do most of the time, but... Well, actually, Wami thinking about a bit of a dive, but he did hesitate. Narman immediately popped the Inkswell, but Wami does not go for the chase. Still, they are just chipping away as Toy, barely popping the Mana Shield in time to survive through that. The aggression is certainly starting to ramp up here at top lane, as even bot lane, Massa, he's going to be forced to TP up. But it does seem like the Lich Sniper is starting to get a little bit scary to have to go up against. As Toy top lane is going to get dived once again and does go down. They do force the rotation in from Boomboy to try and help out. Zwami dropping quite low, but he has another swashbuckle. He's going to be just fine. Narman may not be so fine, but he's still going to try and go for a run. As he salves up Wami, and they might have a turn potential very, very soon. Boomboy, though, going to land a nice impale on Narman. It's still going to drop. But he has saved the life of Wami. The Pango should be able to remain within the lane.
That's a big switch around for AG. Forcing a tri-lane top, not the comfiest position. Your Doom already has very little to play with on his off lane. He can always devour, but his pacing for the build-up is going to be slow. And we said this. Doom is a greedy pick. Down mid as well.
Ooh, they're onto the storm. Inkswell's going to land, and there's no way out with the Dream Coil. Brish even making sure he gets the gaze off, and Gacha again, he's probably the most important hero on the map right now for Motivate.Trust. Not very great news for Motivate at all that he does end up going down.
And that's a big timing for AG. They rotate at the 6-minute mark. Power Rune comes. Regen for Azura. He's been off to a very slow lane, but that kill kind of offsets that. And just great movement from AG again. Their play as a team has just been excellent.
Assassinate out Boomboy, gonna try and avoid the final right click from Azura, but it's not gonna be enough. Waning Rift will get it done. Narman gonna get jumped. Gacha gotta be careful though. He'll get stunned up, but he'll go for the chase anyway. Onto Narman. Verifies. Oh, Gacha!
What? What?
Oh, Gacha, no. He's out of mana now, John. Azura, I don't know if he realized this. He doesn't go for the chase in the storm. But oh, Gacha, he messed it up. He didn't go for the final right click.
Yeah, he tried to, okay, so he went in, got a right click off on Norman, hit the puck after it, and went back to the Grimstroke. If he just used both hits on the Grimstroke, he would have found at least a kill. And that's such a massive mistake to make. And as you've said, the Storm needs to be the playmaker. He needs every kill he can get. Missing out on that opportunity feels rough. Gotcha Boy does have triple null, so he could still zip in and try to make plays, but Wami does have a 6-up here.
He does, and he might have to pop it immediately as the zip is going to be there. Wami, Vortex will be out. Still, they should be able to get it, and they do. Tigger, he'll be the one to take it on the Weaver. Though Azura has now rotated, and they might return the favor here onto Toy if he's not too careful. It looks like they are just going to address the creep wave instead. So Motivate going to be fine, and for Gacha, I'm sure he's very happy just securing some kind of kill across the map.
It's something. Again, you're dragging a lot of resources up top here, Mike. You're leaving the Sniper alone. You look at the core-to-core matchup in terms of farm. The Sniper's leading by a decent amount. You're going for the Mask of Madness now.
Gacha gonna get silenced. He's trying to fight back. Azura, though, he's got the Inkswell, and they've even got the Swashbuckle. You just can't play on Edge of Storm against Puck. It's very challenging. When they have the Dream Coil up, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, it's not like we're inching towards that BKB for Gotcha Boy anytime soon. He is rushing it after the power treads, but he's going to need a lot of time to farm that up. His jungle, it's not safe. You are likely to prioritize that for the Dusa anyway. Not much room left. It goes back to that greedy draft, Mike. You've got Doom, Dusa. These two heroes will farm the jungle. There's not much room left for the Storm. He has to work the map, and it's just not the safest game. Even as a Storm, up against that Phantom's Grace, up against that Dream Coil, there are windows for AG to catch you out here.
There is.
Tower is under attack.
Still, Toy is farming nicely on the Deucer, and that's good news for Motivate. Thing is, DB's right behind him by about 20 gold. It's a very close kind of farming situation between these two position ones. And I would argue, John, Sniper needs a lot less farm than Medusa does to get online.
Yeah, definitely. It does look like we're not going to see DB go for defusal. Maybe after Massive Madness, that could be a possibility. I'd love to see it. Zip out from Gotcha Boy, though.
Is not going to drop yet. He'll go for the gaze out, and there's another coil.
They doomed?
They doomed the Lich. What do I say about that, John? What am I meant to say about that? I don't think any words are necessary.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say it out loud just in case. That's not good. It's pretty bad. The Lich was gonna die to a couple of right clicks anyway. They just felt like they needed to secure. And that's a massive toolkit taken away from Motivate.Trust. 2 minutes without Doom. Again, just farming up. Boomboy not safe here either.
Yeah, certainly not trying to deny the power rune away from Azura, but they are just way too strong as he just stands there and takes it. He knows he's dead. Double damage to go the way of the puck, as even Gacha at least sets up onto Wami once again. So they do find a kill across the map, and it is going to be a better trade for Motivate. It does seem like AG will be able to capitalize now with this double damage on Azura. As they start to move into that mid-tier 1 tower, they've got a siege creep, they've got a double damage, and they've probably got a tier 1 in their pocket.
Big tower to take opens up that jungle massively. You've got Deuce of Doom. Your map shrinks so much, and it just takes away so much of the farm you want to build up in these two heroes. Not going to be a great feeling for Motivate.Trust, and they're not in a position to defend. No Doom, so they can't really play here. And Varys just takes it. Eventually, we're going to have the level 6 on our Lich. It is up with the Soulbind, like double Chain Frost, and you're stuck together like that. It's just going to get tougher from here.
It certainly is, and the two supports do start to move in, trying to find that duo to latch up together. Boomboy might be there to break the smoke, and he will. Wami not going to be able to keep up with him. Nothing like a Blink Dagger up right now on the Pango, and or if anything on AG, Wami's had the hardest laning stage on this Pangolier. Still level 7. Won't matter though, because you have your trust in DB and Azura to get the job done. DB, he does have the Mask of Madness up now. And I think this is the stage where if you actually did want to go Diffusal, you'd probably go for it right now after this Mask of Madness. I don't think DB's going to do it, but I do feel like it'd be fun to watch.
It would be very fun, Mike. I would love to see it, but I know. DB's been playing pretty seriously. No, he hasn't been joking around. His Lifestealer build-up was really good as well. I don't expect that below.
Oh my Boomboy. He's gone.
There he
Narman, he'll take the kill, and now they're going to move in. Massa, he's by himself right now. Tigger's going to come in from the backside, but who are they aiming? Massa's gone.
Oh no.
Garcha's been caught out. He's just completely dead. Toy, he'll show up at the last moment. They get 2 supports at least. So messy.
Yeah, it's just streaming in one by one. They don't have a blink up on the Doom as usual. You would want the BKB first, so they couldn't get the Doom off. They didn't manage to play around that spell. They did find the 2 supports, and we didn't see the Chain Frost Soulbind, so that is thumbs up for Motivate.Trust. Soulbind didn't really latch onto anyone as well, but they're not finding strong enough punishment. They already lost their Ancient stacks. The triangle's already been semi-cleared out. There's some block on the Ancients. No spawns for Toy. Dusa farm still lagging behind Sniper. Not something you want to see on the Dusa, who should be out farming. And DB is going for Dragonlance. So nothing silly here, Mike. Going for the standard build-up on Sniper. They will clump up top and try to force a tower here.
And they go, top lane. You're going to have Tigger, who's trying to defend the best he can. You do have Dream Coil available though, and Azura might just capitalize with it as Tigger is still trying to run, but Wami is on a pretty nice chase. They've got the silence out, and that'll be your Weaver gone. Still Motivate. They are wrapping around trying to force a fight, but can they really do it? Chain Frost is up once again. Boomboy, he's going to scout out the Sniper. They'll try to get started onto DB, but where's your follow-up? Garcha, he's going to zip through now. DB is gone, but what's it going to cost? Dream Coil's down. They've got the Storm. They've got the Lich. They've got everything. Triple kill for Azura. Massa and Toy. They'll keep the fight going. Trying to chase down Wami, but he'll TP right out. I suppose, all things being said and done, maybe you call that a win for Motivate.
Yeah, I think that's the first fight they actually went out in terms of the economic trade even, but it still doesn't feel enough. Like, yeah, your Doom and Dusa live. These 2 greedier cores are still building up. BKB will eventually come out for the Doom. That could be the turning point as, again, Puck, Ags, doesn't do the same thing. You have to wait for level 25 for this magic immunity piercing, and that's still a long ways off in this game. So the BKBs will actually give you an opening here on Motivate.Trust. I am still concerned about the fact that, you know, you're still not seeing that full combo out from AG anyway. They still haven't been able to get Soulbind, Chain Frost out with Big Dream Call on top. Like, in perfect circumstances, AG's teamfight is a lot scarier despite playing against Doom. Motivate.Trust have to be a bit cautious. AG are going for a double smoke right now.
Azura doesn't have the Dream Coil yet, but he has it in 5 with a double damage, and he will activate as they're going to see Boom Boy. He'll make the jump in. Gacha, he's thinking about moving in, but he knows he can't. Massa, he's going to try, but the coil's there. They'll doom up the puck, but is there help around? Gaze is out immediately. Gacha, he'll be silenced. They're still trying, but it's not looking good as Varish luckily does not have Chain Frost. He was 5 seconds away from Chain Frost. But had he had it, that would have been a disastrous fight for Motivate.
Oh my.
Definitely would have been, Mike, and considering the spell's thrown out, you commit Doom once more and you don't find a kill. 2 minutes down without that. The cooldowns on AG are a lot lower. They're going to have a 30-second window where Soulbind's up, double Chain Frost is ready without the Doom ready on MTG's side.
Stupendous.
And AG are aware. Without Doom, they can group up, they can run around, they can do what they want. They don't quite have a... They do have a smoke on Varish, but they're just holding the mid, looking for anyone to pop out for form. Toy is showing himself. And they've got a good angle to go into the triangle as well if they wanted to.
They really want Toy. Toy's been doing a good job of keeping up in net worth here second, but Varish, Azura, they're gonna scout him out. Massa, how can you help? Well, the answer is you just can't. He'll pop Scorched Earth, but that's about all he can do. He doesn't even have a stun. He's got the pack leader's aura.
Yeah, it's a great aura to have for buffing up your Deuce. You would want like something like a stun once the blink is up, though. I think you've got to make that choice here from Massa. You can't afford to just go all in on buffing the Deuce. You need some playmake here. And again, that's just down to these 2 heroes. Down bot.
Nice time lapse there from Tigger. He might actually find a way out of this. Waning Rift is available, but it's too late. Tigger gonna waste quite a few abilities here in time from the puck and does actually manage to survive. Meanwhile, on the other side, Boom Boy does get spotted out. They are going to try and move in with the Spike Carapace. He does slow them down quite nicely as Massaros is going to move in. There's your Chain Frost out, though. Double Chain Frost, but one of them is going to bounce the other way down to the jungle crease. But look at that. Just with one, Varish practically just wipes them out on his own. Had there been 2, it wouldn't have even been close.
No, and that was like a mix of super unlucky and super lucky. The bounce towards creeps being definitely unlucky, but then the bounce back onto the Doom multiple times was great, and Azura again making work happen, picking off Gotcha Boy solo. Well-deserved tips. Azura's just been showing up. You know, early on in AG's Tour 2, Mike, it felt like Azura, you know, it was a bit inconsistent. But the team as a whole has developed, and Azura's showing up in this game.
Certainly is, John. Certainly is. Top of the net worth for it is the puck right now. A DB. The sniper right behind him, trying to work towards that BKB timing. The damage is lacking on the sniper, but again, it was always a kind of disrespectful pick here against Motivate. Certainly not the carry you'd expect to come out, but it's still working. He's still 3-1-8. They haven't really addressed him that well.
You know, I'll defend the sniper pick a bit here, Mike. I'll go against that disrespect pick. I think it's actually a really good core matchup against Deuce. That sounds really dumb. Okay, I just realized that sounds really dumb. But it's really good because you outrange Dusa. It's the same concept as Lina, right? Like, you severely outrange a Dusa, you can really get some big right clicks off. Sniper takes a lot longer to ramp up to that point, but it does the same thing as a Lina core in the late game sense in terms of a right click. And I think that's why it kind of works. Now, it's disrespectful in the sense that, again, you've got Storm, you've got Doom who can jump in, you've got the Weaver as well. But AG are playing so well around DB. They're not giving that opportunity out. They're not allowing that opening for DB to get caught out. And Motivate.Trust multiple times. They've just not been able to handle DB. If they do, everyone else
Gotcha, not again. Rolling Thunder. Yeah, he's gone.
Oh boy.
Yeah. They were even trying to hold on to the Dream Coil. Like, they didn't want to waste it. They actually believed they could take down the Storm without it. And they probably could have had they landed another Rolling Thunder stun.
Yeah, could have found another freebie. Boomboy does escape with his life. Top lane now being shoved in by DB. Look at that range from the tree line with the Dragon Lance. Doesn't take too long to clear out, and that's where the big advantage lies over the Dusa. If you just stand as far back, you can easily whittle away at the Dusa. It puts a lot of pressure on Gotcha Boy, and we're seeing it already. He still doesn't have the BKB. He can't just roll up to anyone, much less the sniper, and just get work done. Lots more items need to come out here from Motivate.Trust if they do want to punish that sniper pick.
Unlucky for DB, John. No Grove Bow either. Very, very upsetting here for DB. Could have had even more range for himself, but what can you do, you know? Because he's just going to settle for what he has. It's not much, but it's something.
Oh man, do you remember the old days of Venge Ore giving you attack range? And then we'd see Sniper Venge sometimes, usually Drow Venge, but every now and again you'd get Sniper Venge and Lena Venge, and you're like, how is this hero allowed to hit this far? You know, like, thank goodness there were no neutrals at that time, I believe. It's been that far back, but if you did have neutrals, whew, that would be very balanced, Mike.
Certainly would be, John. Not quite as balanced as the Arc Warden days, let me tell you that.
Oof.
Always a pleasure to watch the old Arc Warden. One thing I always remember when I think of Motivate.Trust, because they're the ones that really showed me how stupid Arc Warden is as a hero. Back when Jackie was playing, and I think it was a pro series of some sort. Oh, those were the good old times. So remember when the Ags used to be able to dig up power runes? Like, for some reason.
And both of them could dig independently as well.
Yeah?
So you just get double damage runes for everyone. It's so fun.
It was. Azura looking to move in, but who are we going on? They found Massa. It's a great target. He's got Doom up. He'll pop his BKB. Is he going to be able to get out of this? It does seem like he does. So he'll be able to survive another day. No BKB available, though, might mean that AG feel comfortable to go after this mid tier 2 tower.
Yeah, not much stopping them from that, and still without the blink here from Masa, the angles to find the Doom are tough. AG will play it safe, not willing to fully commit for the tower. Just go back to farming DB dips elsewhere to build up. Motivate.Trust going for their own smoke play. Remember, the BKB is down. Gotta find a good way to get that Doom off here on a big target.
Tigger actually gonna play around with DB here, it seems like, but no, he won't go too far. TPs were immediate just in case they needed the help. Meanwhile, the rest of Motivate, they're gonna smoke up as 3 and try to make their way over down towards the bottom lane. Wami doesn't have Rolling Thunder, so it might be a great opportunity to find the Pango once again. He's gonna stick around that tier 2 tower and make it a little bit challenging as Motivate tried to predict the location of the Pango, but now realize he is still gonna stick around. As Wami just TPs right back to his team. And it seems like AG have read the movement. They might counter smoke here.
Yeah, they've got that opportunity, still a fresh BKB up on DB. So could still want to reveal that in a big way. Roshan is up too. They don't take it the fastest, but if Motivate.Trust don't come in time, it's just going to be free. And Motivate.Trust don't have wards here, Mike. So looking to be pretty free for AG. They might go for a tier 2 trade, but that just feels a lot bigger for AG, having that secondary life up on potentially the sniper here.
Yeah, I mean, Toya's going to get a tier 2 tower for his team, which is kind of nice, I suppose, as they can get the outpost, but the whole point of getting the outpost is to contest Roshan. So AG still just going to patiently take Roshan away. That'll be the Aegis on Azura, who is yet to die, by the way, John. Azura 13-0-4 right now in this puck, and now he's going to have a secondary life on top. So you doom him up, it's not going to mean too much.
And speaking of that Doom, Mike, it's going to be tough to get that Doom off with the Lincolns coming out for Azura as well. So very well protected from that control. Motivate.Trust, again, they have to work double time to find those angles. They are still keeping up and farm pretty well. Toy has been building up. Masa is keeping up, but that is a Doom with Midas, so this is to be expected. He's not leading in net worth as you want him to. I do believe he has his blink coming out already, so the Doom should have a better time in working those angles for the team. And now, I think with the tools on hand for Motivate.Trust, all that's left is the execution. So we've got to find him, get the angle off that they need, try to work together to take the puck down.
This could be a big one. Speaking of taking the puck down, John, they've got the control, but not enough damage, it seems. The Carapace is there, but where's your follow-up? Azura, he's still going to walk away with the Aegis up, as now DB's going to move in. They won't get the Storm, but they do find the Nyx. Towards the north, the Doom was committed onto Wami, but now Varish is going to show up onto Massa, but he's got the BKB TP. He's going to be alright. So 1 for 1 Does seem like it goes the way of Motivate, but they do commit quite a bit more for that.
Commit him in their BKB charge, commit Doom out as well. It's an opening for AG, knowing that Doom is down for a little bit longer. Again, their cooldowns aren't too long, even Dream Coil's fairly short, so they can keep running here.
Tigger, cop the assassinate, but he's going to be just fine. Kind of gives away that he is being watched. Instead, mid lane, Gacha, you've got to be very cautious. He will zip away in time. They weren't able to land the silence.
Over here now.
I suppose he had the BKB anyway, just in case he needed it. Sadly, the T2 mid tower does not have that luxury. It will just have to slowly be chipped away at here by DB.
Here I am.
Yep. Just the little BB gun on a sniper doing work on tower. Not the fastest process, but you get there eventually. And side of Motivate.Trust still playing with a smoke here. You've got the Nyx ready to go. Boom Boy just scouting around. Gotcha Boy could work an angle, but they do back off on the side of AG. They already take the tier 2. Not much more to play for. Age is still up for 2.5 minutes here for Azura. And yeah, there's no real rush. There's still a lot of outer towers here from Motivate.Trust, and top tier 2 still stands. Could work on that first Tigger.
Wommy, he does get the dust off. Tigger in big trouble as they've got the perma-stun going, or maybe not. Tigger
Ooh.
get a time lapse away. Wommy, he'll keep trying to get the vision. Oh, the TP's cancelled. Oh, the TP's cancelled. Barish, he's got the sentry down, ready for this moment. They're going to find the Weaver. Mid lane, though, is being forced in, so Motivate. They're going to try and find something out of this scenario. Problem is Azura, he's not done. He wants to go for a bit more, but they do back off in time. In fact, he even goes in for the regen route. Balls of Steel on Azura.
Yeah, not punished for it as well. Does manage to get away with that. I'm sure Gotcha Boy would have loved to have a rune like that. Mid-tier 1 starts to fall down. If we're already 26 minutes in, this is a concern that the mid-tier 1 even stands at all from the side of Motivate.Trust on AG's end. They are preventing that shove-in on the top. You know, we're not seeing that siege onto the tier 2 tower to open up the outpost, open up the jungle a little bit more. So Motivate.Trust has done a good job of dragging these fights away from any big objectives. But the side of AG are still doing great. Now, again, Motivate.Trust are keeping up in that work. Less than 1k their way in the lead, slightly thanks to Toy. It just doesn't feel like you're getting enough on Gotcha Boy. Masa's not ahead on the Doom. We haven't seen the big Dooms in these team fights. And until that point, you know, until we see these executions go well for the side of MTG, it just feels like AG, despite not having a massive lead, have the momentum behind it. And we haven't really seen all the big Soulbind Chain Frost. We've only seen it once, and it was around creeps. If you isolate that team fight, again, even with Doom, you can only keep one of those big spells from coming out. The supports will definitely still be able to get something done.
Motivate, they are still playing very cautiously here, John. Maybe once the BKB's up on Toy, you start to move, but it seems like Azura and the rest of the crew are just always ready to go. So Motivate just playing the avoid game right now, keeping the net worth very even between the two teams. Still good news for Motivate, as they could probably rely on this Medusa to be able to carry them through the later stage. Gacha gonna be spotted. DB's just gonna stalk him with the invis. Do they have the necessary stuns though to lock him down? Is the question, as DB's gonna show himself. Stance will be there, Coil committed, but the BKB TP, it's gonna be enough. They don't have the Ags in the puck yet.
No. The Ags wouldn't do much there, Mike. Again, you need level 25 now for the spell piercing Dream Coil, and that's kind of why Puck's been dead. You know, the null buildup, not the buildup, but the null removal of magic amp has also hurt Puck a lot more, and that is going to be the point where, you know, the hold from AG is not going to feel amazing until you hit that level 25 mark for Azura. Still a ways off from that point in the game. And for Motivate.Trust, that is good news, because you can keep stalling for your Dusa. Scotty up on Toy. He's been uncontested for a long part of this game now, and does have his BKB assembled up with the disassembly on the land. So you're feeling pretty good on the Dusa. You're very well protected in the middle of these fights. AG, they have made good progression. Still two outer towers left for Motivate.Trust in the bot lane. So they can't quite go for high ground try for Megas yet. They could wait for the next Roche here. And it does look like AG are more than willing to play a slower game. Defensive item build up on DB, going for the Linken's next. Honestly, at this point, I feel like damage is going to be an issue. Like we talked about the Dusa, we talked about the Defusal. No Defusal on Pango, no Defusal on Sniper. When it comes down to it, Toy has enough stats to really stand and fight, so it could feel a little bit different now with all the BKBs up on Motivate.Trust. Again, if they find that angle.
They do have other options. Oh, nice impale. Not going to matter though, they aren't going to jump in. They do have other options as well, I guess. Like, you've got the Spirit Vessels that do quite well against the Dusa, but, you know, BKB's there for Toy, so I guess that doesn't matter too much. Motivate's still huddled up. Maybe looking to find an initiation point here with Massa, as he does have the blink up. Does have the stun available now as well. Maybe just wait for that power rune down to the bot side. Just trying to bait with that as Azura, with the smoke, not going to be spotted. Does find the double damage, but they miss everything. Now the Soulbind down. Doom never flew out either. And there's your double chain frost to bounce right through. Luckily, the BKB was there from Massa, but it won't be so lucky for Boom Boy, who is still going to go down. And Massa, he's been caught out. So will Toy. They've got the Medusa locked down. They're just not focusing her at the moment. They'll go all around as Gacha is going to try and come in and turn this team fight around. Going after Varish. They will find Narman and perhaps the Lich, but they do lose Massa. ZB, he's going to be forced to TP away, but Wami and Azura happy to move back in. Won't be able to lock anyone else down.
Yeah, a little bit of a back and forth. They find some good punch and Motivate, but they only find supports. So they lose their offlane exchange. They're forced to buy back. 2 support buybacks, not the worst for either side. But those were some BKBs popped as well. And the BKB on the Dusa feels a lot more important than the Sniper BKB. Just because, again, once that window drops on the Dusa, there are openings for you to play. And it becomes less difficult to kind of handle that Dusa. Like what they did on AG Send, ignoring completely. Azura is still kind of being stalked here. Is under a ward, but not going to be jumped anytime soon. And we are inching towards Roshan, Mike. It's a quick timer, 10 seconds left. If someone finds an advantage going in, Roshan's not going to be too tough for either side with a numbers advantage.
Toy, on the pop, AG, they want to try and go. In fact, they're going to go into the Weaver instead. Impale not going to help either, as Tigger is going to be locked down completely. So they don't end up seeing the Medusa, so they don't end up going for Toy, but it seems like they're more than happy with the Weaver, because now they can just go after Roshan.
Yeah, and it's that numbers advantage. You find one pick off, you go straight to Roshan. It's harder for the side of Motivate to scout around. They did take off the ward as well, and Motivate are just not inching towards that area. They've got the blink on Massa, they've got the zips on Gacha Boy, don't feel it's safe. Second Rosh with a shard. Who do you hand this one off? I'd say Varish is actually a pretty big one. You could hand it on to DB to have a save for the Sniper. And it does look like DB again gets core priority, so he's got a concussive grenade to save himself now.
Beautiful. I love myself a concussive grenade jump. Zora, gonna find the Storm. Gacha, gonna try for the TP out, and it's gonna be enough for AG. They've got, again, no way to stop it. Nothing like a basher yet, but Wami is queuing up on as we speak. Instead, though, Toy and Massa, they are still around the bottom side of the map, so Azura does have the potential to run right into them. AG making their way over as well. While that's happening, John Gacha does have an Aghanim Scepter up, so it could be great timing for this team fight if it does break out. Having that AoE Vortex available.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Doesn't seem like they're going to try and force the fight, though. Motivate, they'll back off for now. AG, they are pressuring, but again, they don't have the catch. Instead, they'll have to focus down the bottom tier 1.
Yeah, not going to take too long for that objective. I think for Motivate.Trust, you could try to force a fight by the tier 2 here if they want to. It looks like they're going to be waiting for the tier 3 instead, considering their positions on the map right now. So we'll see how far they go. Again, Aegis still stands here for AG. A lot of time left for that on DB. Going for his own Scotty now on the Sniper. Once you do have that, again, holding down Dusa feels a lot easier. It's going to be easier to kite around as well. Smoke ready for AG, still flying out, but all their spells are up. And this should be, again, another outer tower, last outer tower here for Motivate.Trust. Toy sticking his head out a bit, not going to go for that play. High ground's the hold. And the high ground of Motivate.Trust with the Dusa is pretty strong. They will go for the smoke play though, maybe looking to punish a bit.
We're going to try something. I mean, they can't just watch their objectives just drop for free every time, but that's exactly what's happened. AG just going to freely back off. DB's now going to have the time to get that IF Scotty finished up, and he'll just buy it outright right now. So now Skadi available on DB. Gonna be very annoying for the Medusa, that's for sure. Maybe he's sticking around. He's hoping somebody moves into the high ground of that dire triangle. Find himself a free kill, but... Well, Motivate, they are being smart about it. They'll send Boom Boy in instead. It seems like DB has kind of left the area. Motivate still grouping up. DB does show himself. Again, they are quite fearful to make the jump in on the sniper. Especially with the Aegis available. Motivate. Still trying to find a way in. Toy, gotta be careful as they're making their way over. Looks like they're gonna find Boom Boy immediately as Toy now. He's been slowed up. Where's the help for the Medusa? Fearless, he's zipping right through with a big AoE vortex onto the puck. They at least find Azura. They even get Narman, but they've given up Toy for this.
That's a big sacrifice. They use Doom as well just to secure that kill on Azura. I mean, it's still a pretty nice set of kills for Motivate.Trust, but you lose Toy. And that's a big spike now for DB. They still hold on to that Aegis here on their sniper. This does sort of prevent AG from looking to be aggressive, though. I don't think they're going to be looking for that opening on the high ground despite the numbers advantage. I'm just going to have to wait for that respawn, and that's going to eat into a lot of that Aegis time here for DB. So it's not going to be the most secure high ground anymore, considering all the stall coming out from Motivate.Trust. And we are still seeing power come out from them. Again, if they find the angles, if they work the BKB as well, they can punish something moving out from AG. For AG, it's going to take that level 25 on Azura to get work done there. They have the Basher on Wami, so there is still something to be done, but I guess even with this kind of situation, he just shrapnel up and right-foot the tower.
Well, Felix is going to try and slow this down as much as possible, but it's quite hard against a sniper. I think everyone's experienced this moment in their lives playing Dota Jump. The old pos 1 sniper that you can't actually catch. Motivate. Just focused on split pushing right now. Just no intention of trying to force a fight.
Invisibility.
Wami now with the Basher up. A lot scarier here, John.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh yeah. Now that does give them a little bit of hold through that BKB. Didn't quite see the biggest effect of it in that last fight, unfortunately, but the options are there now for the side of AG. I think what AG is starting to lack is damage. The output of DB just doesn't feel amazing. Going for the Hurricane Pike next. I think you're at the point where you kind of want to toss that Madness and perhaps just opt for a Daedalus. You already have the crit on Silver Edge. It just doesn't feel big enough. Maybe even a Butterfly, honestly, isn't too bad. Just increase your Agi base to have fatter crits. Could be one way. Aegis does expire on DB, so no protection left. Again, down to the fact that they lost the last fight, or they lost Azura in the last fight, and that took a minute away from that duration. Motivate.Trust should sense that opening, and we'll go for a smoke play here.
And Motivate.Trust, in we go. 5-man smoke. They've got to find some way to make something happen. Or use Toy as bait. It's a cheeky assassinate out from DB, just a bit of a warding shot. Let's Motivate again. A bit hesitant to try and move in. Boom Boy, gonna move in with the ward, but a quick phase shift out from the puck. Gonna ensure they can't actually catch now. Azura gonna move in with a Dream Coil onto the Weaver. Tiga has been caught, but is gonna be okay. Instead, Rolling Thunder now is out from Wami, and he might just find both supports. The Nyx Assassin is set to fall. In the meantime, Garcha just trying to get the Lich down, but Barish should still be able to get something done in the meantime. However, DB, he got doomed up on the sniper. They might finally have a moment where they can take him out, and it looks like they can. Motivate finally finding a way to fight back as Azura. He's still trying, but he needs to leave the boot. So Wami is going to jump in again, but Toy is still kind of uncontested on the Doosa. Massa, he'll keep going on the Doom. Onto Narman they go, they'll find another. While Wami and Azura keep fighting, and in fact, they've got Toy. Alrighty. Who cares about the sniper, John? You don't need him.
Yeah, it's looking that way. Wami just mans up, stands in the middle, gets the bashes off, gets work done for the team. And that did force a buyback out from our Lich, but not the big steal in the world. We still managed to trade pause once. The Doosa can just not... I mean, it's durable, actually. It's just that when the BKB fades, that's the opening for AG. BKB already down to the 7-second charge. The window is growing smaller here for Toy to feel comfy up front. We are still seeing the sniper have a couple of issues. That was a really good concussive shot, concussive grenade onto the high ground. Just not enough to break the vision off and cancel off the Doom. And now you have a refresh on Masa. So it is feeling like Motivate.Trust is hitting that point where, you start to consider late game, you start to consider all this control, all the utility coming out from the Doom. It becomes a little bit harder for the sniper to just leverage damage out in these fights. We are still... Oh, we already have the level 25 on Azura. So BKB Piercing Dream Coil is up. We just got to see them take that angle. And right through the BKB time, protect the sniper as best as he can. DB still working onto his own Lincolns. If he's not shielded up early, he is going to just fall to that Doom.
Double damage now on DB. That'll solve the damage issues he's been having. Boomboy, around to scout out Wami here. He's right behind. They're going to move in. Masaros, he should know they're coming, but they're going to land the stun anyway. With the U-turn, they'll get another into the Yule Scepter. And even with the vision, they are still going to lose their Doom. He has no buyback.
Yeah, he just bought that refresh, and he just falls for it. A minute 20 without the Doom. That's an opening for the high ground if AG want to try. And they could. And the Storm is still a massive issue here, Mike. Gotcha Boy is just going for that desperation sort of build. He got the Ag's Blessing, so not taking a Splot. And then just 5 nulls. 5 nulls BKB. The fact that this is still a viable build is kind of insane. But Gotcha Boy is working it well. And slowly onto the high ground.
They have the sniper. DB already going down so darn quick, and he's gone. Nice initiation from Motivate. Azura, oh, he's going to drop to Boom. Or maybe not, he's fine. He'll survive another day. It was Boomboy who actually dropped him. Now the Weaver is also going to go down with this Dark Portrait. It just does so much damage. Vortex again from Fearless, but it may not matter as Narman is at least going to drop, and they might find another. That's going to cost them 2 buybacks. They'll try for a bit more. Onto Wami. They might even have a Pangalia here, and it seems like they will. The buybacks do end up paying off for Motivate. Not too bad. I'll tell you what though, John, that Dark Portrait, it is really darn scary. As Azura, he'll find his 20th kill of the game.
Short-lived creatures.
Yeah, he's going a bit ham. That is a fairly deep dive, but does work out in the end, getting a dive back on the side of Motivate.Trust. MTG, and they've got a pretty nice opening. If they get it, that's a very well-timed Roche respawn as well. They have a big objective to play for. This could be the turning point for Motivate. High ground just very hard to pierce through. Hard to protect the sniper. And Roche number 3 with a refresh up. Potentially triple Doom or double Vortex coming through in these fights. AG are not going to have a good time with these engages. Azura has to pull something off here if he wants to contest that. Roche scan is good. Going to play out of his mind if he wants to contest as it drops fast.
Very challenging. Gotcha, he's going to be there to kind of block the entry. Vortex in as well. Gotcha going to try and hold him down as Massa will be there, but they break the Lincolns. That was Doom expended. At least they do secure Aegis and a BKB pop. He's going to TP out, I guess it's fine. So they do secure the Aegis. They got the cheese, they've got the Refresher Shard. Very, very good news here for Motivate.Trust. To see if they can push the game back their way now.
Yeah, there's a bit of an issue now, Mike. I think beforehand what they were doing as a duo with Gotcha Boy and Masa was that they'd break Lincolns with Vortex. It's not a targeted spell anymore. So you don't have anything to break that. Lincolns, Masa does not, I mean, he could try with Infernal Blade or getting a neutral ability, but the War Stomp is way too good. So we'll see how they solve that issue. You do have, again, that potential for a double Vortex here on hand. It does look like they'll keep it on Toy to have a secondary Stone Gaze on the second life and second BKB use as well. We'll see if it pays off, but AG still smoking up here. Despite playing against the Aegis and all those tools, they're still feeling confident to find something.
Yeah, it's a matter of whether they can keep the sniper alive long enough. Boomboy, he'll be the one caught, so nice smoke break there from Boomboy as they're going to try and find a bit more Toy. Not like this Toy. He's going to walk away with the Invis. Very lucky he had the Trickster's Cloak available, John. Had he not, you never know.
Yeah, would have been an opening, and because Wami died in the last fight, he doesn't have gem up. So it's harder to scout around, harder to find some of these slippery heroes, and Invis becomes a little bit of a good save for Motivate.Trust. Side of AG, And they are still inching towards that Lincoln's timing on DB. He is going all defensive, but considering how much priority's been put on the sniper to pick him off, I can't fault him. I do feel like damage is still going to be an issue, but Wami's shown us that it's really not. Tangolier can still dish a lot of hurt out. And Motivate.Trust, for their part, are forced to be a little bit defensive despite having the Aegis. Although,
Wami looking to move in. They may have scouted out Tigger there for a moment, but they are not able to catch. Wami's still trying, but not going to be able to see the Weaver without that gem. While this has been happening, Swiftblink now up on Toy, but more importantly, John, Refresher Orb available on Garcha. So double AoE Vortex, essentially better than the Black Hole. You've got 6 seconds of AoE disable now on the Storm Spirit. Motivate, they'll try to move in. Azura would be a great target, but they'll miss out on that. Into the Radiant Triangle, they'll have to infiltrate. Gonna be easy, but Boom Boy, he'll get the vision for the team with the Impale out Toy going right into the backside. Soulbind is there to lock two of them down with the Chain Frost. The BKB, they're working in their favor, but they've lost Garcha Boy on the Storm. He's already gone, and now the turnaround. It's gonna fly out. They've got the Dark Portrait of the Medusa. They can doom the Pango as much as they want, but he's already rolling. What's the point? Refresh up on the Medusa. I mean, he'll pop Stone Gaze, he'll try. Barish may go down and does as Garcha has brought back into the Vortex onto DB with a great impale out from Narman, or rather Boom Boy setting up Wami. He'll be the third to drop. The buybacks pay off, but Azura gonna take down another. Tigger, not safety either. The buybacks are coming in and they're gonna find Toy. He'll be the one left behind. The one person you didn't want to lose has been lost. And now AG, they can rush through mid.
Yeah, no buyback on Toy. He just bought out the Swiftblink, tips out onto Wami for getting that great rollout and getting a good read onto the angle he had to take there. A great buybacks for Motivate. It does hold the fight back a little bit more, force the buybacks in 2 big cores from AG's end. But how do you hold without Medusa? Lots of pressure for Masa and Gotcha Boy to deliver once more. No refresh Vortex here either. And AG read that well. Buyback on the Lich. They've got the Soulbind and the Chain Frost still ready to go. And Gotcha Boy can stall out as much as possible, though. He can zip around, kill the creep wave off, but the sniper can still play with these siege creeps up.
Can. Rolling Thunder, Wami preemptively getting ready for Garcha to try and zip through, but Wami, he's just gonna go all the way. Hi guys, just driving by. See ya. Literally a drive-by, John.
Yeah, just giving info out for the team. Scouting out really well. Smoke is out now, though. So there's an angle here for Motivate.Trust. They could try to play no double Doom, but if they get even just one Doom off, that could turn the fight again.
DB not going to have too much trouble taking down that tower. No zip is going to be there. They'll try it onto DB with a great Vortex out from Garcha Boy with the Nullifier. Massa going to try and jump in. There's your Doom out, but now the Chain Frost going to bounce right through with the Rolling Thunder controlling everyone up. And look at that damage output. Ultra kill for Azura. Double Chain Frost at max level, John. It's a very painful affair.
It definitely is, and there are no big buybacks left. Motivate.Trust still have 20 seconds for Toy to be back up, but it's not going to take too long for the high ground to be pierced through. AG just looking in fine form. Motivate stalling as best as they can. Buyback ready here on their Doom. Refresh is going to be up. They could try, but yeah, AG's feeling it, Mike.
Yeah. Well, that's an Attack on Titan reference, by the way, John, because I know you probably haven't watched any good animes. That's where the sticker comes from. Ancient. Oh, Toy is going to get caught. They have so much stun here with Wami. Already the mana completely gone, and now the Soulbind just going to lock them in. They're trying to get the Lich, but it's just going to cost them the game. I mean, I guess the game was already over. They'll call it GG. They're on to the Ancient anyway. Army Geniuses don't get the 2-0 victory. Motivate.Trust. It only gets worse for them, John. 2 more series to go after this one, and again, backs are against the wall here. They definitely don't want to get relegated out of Division 2.
Definitely not, Mike. There's potential for a lot of tiebreakers coming out depending on how the next results go. AG still cementing your position to stay here in Div 2. 4 Tour 3 coming up, and This team has rapidly improved. In the first half of Tour 2, I think a lot of people were looking at AG as, looking a bit weak, questioning why Norman would switch onto AG. But we're seeing now in the last half that this is a team that's developing well. They're learning well, they're bonding well. Motivate.Trust not quite meeting that same growth. Going back to this game in specific, AG very confident to pick the sniper. And again, it comes down to core matchup. Sniper versus Dusa means the Dusa cannot touch you, so the pressure's on Storm and Doom. And AG had the confidence that they could always secure a good time for DB. He does die a couple of times, but as mentioned, when you commit on a sniper like that, it opens up the game for the Pangolier, for the Puck. Wami and Azura just did a ton of work in those key fights where DB would be focused in. And Motivate.Trust just didn't have enough follow-through to really clean up when they did find the angles at some fights.
Right. Well, we are going to have an interview on the way, apparently, thanks to our admin Nino letting me know about that. We'll see how long it's going to take, though, and who we're going to be able to get. But, well, geniuses. It looked like they were just having fun, to be quite frank with you, John. It seemed like they were quite confident going into the matchup, and, props to them taking an easy 2-0 victory, and they certainly made it look very easy, I'll tell you that. Where does that... for AG, sadly, there's no chance of them moving up to Division 1. No matter how well they do for their last series, it just... they can move up into the groups, but I believe in terms of the round-robin groups, it's just Talon Esports, RSG, they're just way too far ahead. RSG just completely undefeated. Talon only losing that one series to RSG. So, AG still playing for fun, still good practice. Last series is going to be against UDV, which, let's be frank, John, probably means that they're going to win another series, just based off the way they've been performing. Again, though, kind of sad that they don't have any chance to move up to Div 1, but that's just kind of how dominant RSG and Talon were for pretty much the whole Tour 2.
Yeah, they've just been really consistent, and I think for AG, this is still a good launching point to go into Tour 3. Again, it's very big improvements in the second half. They've been doing really well. I'm keen to see how much more we can expect them to grow. I think Norman's been a really good addition into this team. He fits in with how those guys like to joke around. Wami, DB, Varish, and Azura are all big jokers, and Norman seems to be enjoying his time in Indonesia. I see his stories. He has picked up a lot of naughty words, though, Mike, as if we remember his first match. He had some very interesting sponsor names at his end, but it's good signs, and that's what you want to see from a team. And I'll reiterate my point. I think the big part now of DPC, at least in Southeast Asia, has been team cohesiveness, playing as a unit. It's no longer about star players. It's no longer about having the highest MMR rank. It's about playing off each other's strengths, and that takes time. That takes development. That takes bonding and chemistry. And AG has been bonding really well, so I am keen on seeing them into a tree. If that improvement continues, and just how far they're willing to push the envelope by that 2 or 3.
And going off that point as well, I feel like it was T1 that really kind of showed that, right? Like, you just set a team, they're all mates, they're all having a good time, everyone's laughing, and that really ends up showing the results. And I say T1 was the big team that kind of did it first, but you had many teams before that. Like, you had Yopaj and Skem and OB Neon. They tend to stick together quite a bit and just want to go through to TI together. You had, who else? Motivate.Trust, Jonathan. The first iteration of Motivate.Trust. They're just a bunch of mates playing together. But it worked out very well back then. Do we have an interview, by the way? I've got to check. Mr. Nino has not gotten anyone yet. One moment. I don't want to expose us, so I have to look at Discord on my phone to make sure we don't get exposed. Apparently we are. Admin Nino is trying his absolute best to get it done. So we've got to apparently keep this going, Jonathan. So podcast time for you and I. How's your day going?
Went well, Mike. Had leftovers for lunch. We had a lot of pancit, so just had that. Tomorrow's lunch should be better, so I'm just waiting in anticipation for that. Otherwise, not much going on. How are you doing, Mike? I know you've had a pretty interesting day so far already.
It's been a rough day. I'm not going to go into it on the DPC. It's been a rough day. I kind of want to talk about it, but I think it's actually for our podcast. In the next couple of days, it's probably a little bit inappropriate for the DPC. It hasn't been too great, John. You know it hasn't been very good. I appreciate you asking, though. I guess you've got to ask me back. All right. Apparently, we've got a player joining as well for this interview. soon, hopefully.
Soon. I wonder who they're sending to the fire. See, with AG, they're kind of figuring out, all right, who's going to cop the hard part of this? Who's going to talk to these two idiots?
And that's the hardest part about talking to us, is we're literally quite, I think they take us too seriously, John. I think they overestimate us. We're just two idiots that are never prepared for an interview. Like, we're not even prepared. Never.
Pretty much, that's. I can't believe you just revealed our secret, Mike. We're weighing in all of this. It is what it is, but I do believe we have Varish himself ready to go. He's in the waiting room, so he's ready.
All right. Oh, don't rush me, John. I'm bringing him. Hold on. Hello, Varish. Congratulations on your victory, sir. How are you feeling right now?
Hello. Of course, feeling good.
Absolutely. I mean, look, I'm going to ask you straight up, Varish. I'm going to ask about that sniper in Game 2. Can you explain to me why you guys picked Pos 1 sniper in Game 2?
I think because overall sniper is good against Medusa, right? Even if they have some hero that can jump on the sniper, but we just believe in DB sniper.
Yeah.
So we just pick it.
Fair enough. Talk to me about the matchup in general. Like, you guys went against Motivate.Trust just then. You obviously don't have much to play for right now because you guys are already remaining within Division 2 for the next tour. Were you guys confident? Like, were you guys going in to have fun? Were you guys serious in this matchup?
Yeah, we are just... Of course we play serious, but we don't take it too serious. Just having some fun and just want to play some good Dota.
Alright. Go on, John.
Fair enough. Varish, your next matchup's going to be up against UDV to tie out the tour. How are you guys feeling about that one? Like, obviously you guys are in a very good position already. The next few matches don't really count for much, but are you guys looking forward to that one?
Of course. I mean, I think we're gonna try to win our last match also. We want to save apps, I think.
That's fair. And I'm wondering now as well, like, what are you guys planning to do after this win? You guys love going out. I check it out every time. You guys have been going Samgyup a lot. What's on the menu tonight?
I don't know. We haven't discussed it yet, but yeah, I think we're gonna go for doing something fun today.
All right. And I've also heard word before that, billiards and billiards and badminton are the sports that you guys are into now. I want an update on how you guys are doing there. Who's winning out when you guys play this? Is Wami or Norman as good as they say on billiards? Are they?
Yeah, I think they're quite good, both of them, the Wami and Norman. But of course, I'm the king.
That's what I love to hear, Varish. You gotta put him down for me. Although you have to watch Norman. He was called a hustler. He was hustler before.
Yeah.
He hustles in that pool table. You gotta watch out for that one. But congratulations on your win. Hopefully you guys have a great time ahead. And one last thing before I close out. How big of a part do you think this is right to say that AG's improvement has been coming out because of the team bonding? Like, it's a steady improvement over this bond you guys have created, or do you think it's something else?
I think it's something else because when they play badminton, right? I never joined them.
Oh, Varish, here I was saying you guys were bonding as a team. You don't even join them in badminton. Oh no, you gotta fix that. You've got to fix that.
All right, well, Varish, I think we'll let you go. You guys have a fantastic night, and once again, congratulations on your victory.
Yeah, okay. Thanks. Have a nice day. Nice day.
Thank you.
You too.
A lovely guy. That was Varish, of course, from Army Geniuses. Interview's always the hardest part, John. Interview's always the hardest part. The game was easy for AEG. Admin did let us know, Admin Nino did let us know that the players, they weren't too keen on doing the interview once again, which, again, I don't know why players are so scared of talking to us, John. We're never prepared anyway. Don't worry, we're not going to throw hard questions at you because we don't have any questions ready. We've got no idea what we're going to ask. We just send you in and ask you the most random, stupid questions possible. That's it.
Exactly it. And I am a bit concerned for AG now, Mike. Varish doesn't join their badminton games.
Scary.
That team chemistry, he is the weak link. Varish, you're the weak link. You gotta improve that, friend. You gotta beat them in badminton. So hopefully I see that in his story soon. But AG's doing great. As we heard, they're gonna take their last match seriously as well. So all good to go for AG so far. Motivate.Trust, not out of the running yet, Mike. But man, are they hoping for some weird-ass results from the next few matches. They've got to win, and certain teams have to lose. So we'll find out if they can get that done further on.
Yeah, they're hoping for a miracle, and well, unfortunately even he's kind of dropping down right now. Definitely not good news either way. Still, we are going to head off to a well, I don't want to say short break. I believe the break is going to be roughly 30 minutes. Of course, we do have some more great SEA Dota coming up. Neon Esports, or rather the OB Neon, are going to be up against Polaris Esports coming up next. And of course, then the big one, Jonathan, Boom Esports fighting for their slot for the major against the top of the whole group, Fnatic. So that's going to be a very, very hype matchup to end us off for the night.